So this is my new pack that Osprey sent me. It's the Osprey Exos, EXOS. It's 58 liters. I've got my pad, and my the orange bag contains my tent, and right now it's got my blue sweatshirt in there. I'm probably gonna send that home soon, although it's pretty ripped up. I don't know if I'll make another hike. I'm using the trekking pole loop to hold my water bottle, and that seems to be working really well. And it gives me water easily accessible on the front of my pack, so I like that. Overall, it's a good pack. The brain comes off, and I think I might send the brain home when I send my winter gear home to lighten my load a little. So I'll show you all the features at some point, maybe tomorrow or later today. I mean, well, Russell Fields Trail is also where the Russell Fields shelter is at 8.6. There's a shelter in 5.5. That's Molly's Bridge shelter. I'd like to go more than 5.5 today. However, if I go to the Russell Fields shelter at 8 miles, then tomorrow I'll have a choice between 3 miles and 10 miles. Shelters in the Smokies are not spaced out very well. So, I don't know. I'll see what I feel like when I hit Molly's Ridge shelter. Obviously, ideally, I'd like to go the 11 miles today, but I'm at 5 miles or 6 miles or 7 miles if I'm lucky. 8 miles would be pushing it. 11 miles is probably impossible. Anyway. What happened here? Something got ripped out of the ground there. Or something went digging for something there. Wow, that's pretty deep. Wonder what happened here. Huh. Weird. So I've gone, according to the sign, I've gone 2.2 today, and I'm 3.1 from Molly's Ridge shelter. I'm 6.4 from Russell Field Trail, which is also a shelter. But unfortunately, the Smokies, what I really hate about the Smokies is that the shelters are unevenly spaced. Coming up, I have a shelter in 3.5 miles. I have a shelter in 6.4 miles. I have a shelter in 8-something miles. From where I camped last night, it was 5.5, 8.5, and 11.5. And if you can do the 11.5, great. But if you can't, say you only do the 8.5 miles to the Russell Field shelter, then you have to do either a 3-mile day or a 7-mile day. Or not 7, 10-mile day. I'm gonna be happy with 5.5 today, probably. I'd like to do the 8.5, but like I said, the mileage on the next shelter doesn't really work with what I'm hiking, so unfortunate. If I hadn't had all the gear problems and the health problems and everything else, I'd be knocking out. Wouldn't even think about it. I'd be like, sure, I'll do an 11 today and a 10 tomorrow or whatever it is, but no, I can't do that. Look at the beautiful trail I'm walking through right now. It's just past the signage, the little whitish pink wildflowers on both sides of the trail. I got 0.2 of a mile to go to the top of, it's called Doe Bald or something, I don't know. Doe Knob, I think it's called. And then it's downhill 1.5 miles to water, and then uphill 1.5 miles or a mile to the shelter. So I'll probably get there at 2, and I'll want to push on. I don't know, maybe I will. We'll see when I get there. I'd love to know what kind of wildflowers these are. If anybody knows, I'm surrounded by them. The whole field. Well, not field, I mean, I'm sure one time it was a bald. But this whole area that I'm standing in right now is completely surrounded by these beautiful little wildflowers. They're white with like pink. See, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now I just need to see a couple deer. My biggest concern about the Smokies is running out of food. There's no place to get out. If I run out of food, I don't know, I'm screwed. I'll have to hike hungry. I'll lose a lot of weight. But no, I'm seriously, I'm worried about running out of food in the Smokies. So we'll see how I do. Everywhere I look is wildflowers. Here's a purple one. This is different from the white ones. These have 4 petals. The white ones from earlier had 5. Then there's a yellow one with 5. And up there's a purple one. Right there. And right there. It's threatening to rain, and I'm about 1.5 miles from the shelter, so I gotta keep going. I've got my rain fly, my poncho on, and my bag covers on, covering up my backpack. I think the backpack's waterproof, but I'm not sure. Also, I've got my boots on my back. I'm currently hiking in my Crocs. My feet were really starting to scream at me. So hiking in the Crocs is a good way to give your feet a relaxation from being in the boots. I was hoping to do more than 5 miles today, 5.5 to the Molly Ridge shelter, but I don't think I'm going to. It makes more sense if I wait. If I do 5 today, I'll do 6 tomorrow, and then the day after that I'll do 7. That progression makes more sense than trying to do 8 today and 10 tomorrow. I mean, 8 today, 10 tomorrow also makes sense, but I don't have my trail legs yet, so it doesn't really. Looks like a squirrel's making noise over here in the bushes. Anyway, we'll see what I feel like when I get up there, but it seems likely that I'll stop for the day at Molly's Ridge shelter. Found another flower. No idea what that one is, but there's a couple. There's one there, a couple more over here, one there. We're definitely into spring now. There's flowers everywhere, which is really pretty. I really want to dump my winter gear. It's so heavy. But keeping it through the middle of May is probably definitely the smart play. I'll probably regret if I ship anything home. Well, it's raining. Really spitting rain. According to FART, I've got another mile to go to the shelter, and it's another 400 feet up. The problem with that is I'm pretty much on top of this stupid mountain. So it must be a false summit. All I see around me is top of the mountain. Good morning, everybody. It's the 18th. I'm at Molly's Ridge shelter. I've got about 30 miles to Newfound Gap, 22 miles to get to Clingman's Dome, where I could get out if I need to. For my food, I have 4 bars left. I have 3 packets of mashed potatoes, 4 packets of ramen, 2 of the tuna bowls, 3 of the carnation breakfasts, 1 packet of lasagna, and 1 packet of chili mac. That's enough for about 3 days. So I gotta push big miles. I gotta get 6 today, 7 tomorrow, That'll put me at 13. I'll be 8 away from Cleveland's Dome. So I'll probably end up having to get out there, which is not ideal. But, yeah, it is what it is. So it's 7:32, and it's really foggy. My tent is all damp, so I don't want to start off hiking with a wet tent, but I'm probably going to have to pack it up in a minute. I'm going to get up and make breakfast. If the wind would come up, the fog would go away and my tent would dry out, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Good morning again, everybody. It's 9 o'clock on the 18th of April. I've got a couple tenths of a mile. I'm up on top of what's called Devil's Tater Patch. Pretty cool looking tree right there. You can see why it's called the Smokies. There's fog everywhere. Hopefully the fog clears up at some point. I figured I was done wearing the sweatshirt for the year, but here it is, foggy and cold, and I decided I wanted to wear it till I warm up a little bit. Probably I'll take it off around the time I get to the first shelter. I think it's 3 miles downhill now that I'm up at the top of this mountain. Mostly downhill. I think there's a little bit of up at the last minute, and then I got 6 miles total to do today. I'd love to do more, but unfortunately the option is 6 or 13, so it's gonna be 6. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. So that cool looking tree is in fact a dead tree. Just leaning, that's why it looks so cool. But very quiet. Birds. We didn't get any bears last night, so that's good. I'll have to see another bear today, but maybe not. I don't know. Found an unmarked water source halfway between the 2 shelters I'm going to today. Pretty good water there. Wonder why it's unmarked. I mean, obviously it's a seasonal, but clearly people stop here and get water. And I don't blame them, that's a pretty strong flow. Can't really see the screen, so I might not be pointing it the right direction. But I think I am. Anyway, there's the water source. I got a leader, I don't need it. I'm gonna keep hiking. That's probably why it's not marked.